Good morning, guys. How are you? I hope you're well. It's Wednesday. We're midweek. It's the 3rd of September, and welcome to the proptrade.com and our daily live video. Main news today is later on in the day with the JOLTS numbers coming from the US here at 2 o'clock GMT. And 7.5 hours time, as you can see there on our calendar, hopefully. Neil Kashkari also has a speech later on, and we've got the private the Association of Petroleum Investment, American Petroleum Investment Institute. Oh, dear me, their private reading of crude stocks. Remember, they've been all over the place. So oil. Round about that $65 US oil. PMIs from Europe this morning, and we've also got the Treasury, the MPC Treasury Committee hearings here in the UK. Sterling's been under a lot of pressure. Politically, the Prime Minister remains under a lot of pressure, as well as the Chancellor. That reshuffle in Downing Street has had some repercussions for the long end of the gilt yield here in the UK. But long-term yields continue to dominate, and we've got very much a sell-off situation. Gold at new record highs overnight, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. We're very long gold. PMIs out of Europe, the key services ones this morning. Good news from Australia this morning. GDP was better than expected at 1.8% from 1.6% expected, and the 1.4 upgrade for first quarter last time as well. So positive news there. Politically, Xi Jinping is still hosting his summit. He's had a big display of military hardware today, and there's been no comments from NATO or the West directly this morning so far. But I remember Modi's been there, big buyer of Russian oil. Putin's been there, shaking hands with Xi. Xi now has Kim Jong Un there from North Korea. His daughter, Kim Jong Un's daughter, is also with him. The first outing that we've seen of her potential successor to the dictator in North Korea. So anyway, yeah, we had a big move yesterday, a big sell-off in stock markets. Here this morning, we're here to trade the open, and we've already gone long here from 7 o'clock. This is the 5-minute candle on the DAX chart, guys. One of my favorite things to trade on a short-term basis. Short overnight. So if actually just take it up to the hourly chart. It's all on a massive sell-off yesterday. We had a huge sell-off on the DAX yesterday. Short all day yesterday. Big candle at 8 o'clock. Rally. It messed up a lot of our open trades yesterday. That around about this time yesterday, we were closing out a lot of positions. 7:50, 7:30, 7:45. We'd already closed some positions out, but big sell-off on the DAX yesterday. But where did it stall? Well, look where it stalled. It stalled right here at 7:30. That's not 7:30. At 23,500. So from a breach of the key, 24,000, which was providing support late August. September, volatile September has kicked off in true fashion with a big down candle here on the open yesterday, and we continue to unwind. Weekday in the US, and 23,500 was tested into the close yesterday on the DAX. We rallied a bit into the US close, and then we slumped in Asian trading, and we're up in this current candle. So as far as our short-term trading is concerned, we are long, but against the trend. The hourly trend is still down. The pre-market high is around that 20-hour moving average up there. So if we zoom in to pre-market and the opening, this could be just a short-term rally into the sell-off. So there's our pre-market high from last night here. It's actually a bit lower than that, isn't it? There we are. 23,650 was breached. So we're looking okay into the open at the moment, but my stop loss now will be up here to guarantee this move we've seen on this big candle here at 7 o'clock, just to guarantee some profits. I might close that out and wait for the open noises to actually happen. But you can see here on the 5-minute chart, remain long. Let's have a just quick look around elsewhere, because so let's just mark out. I'm actually taking that. I'm not taking that trade here on this platform, but let me just stick where my stop loss would be. Stop loss now would be here. a few candles behind. If we make that pink, that's smart. No, actually, make it a different color so we can see it properly. Yeah, that doesn't look right either. Let's make it. Um, use these colors. Yeah, you can actually see the yellow, though, can you? So let's make it a dark blue. So the dark blue here, the 23,613 is our stop loss from on this 5 minute opening chart. That's our entry here. Let's make that a bit bigger. That's where we can see it then, can't we? So that's on my entry. That's a stop loss. Does it look like? Yeah, we are. So entries here at the blue green line. Stop loss now at this blue line. We're going into the open. Obviously, volumes are picking up, but you can see the RSI here on this 5 minute is approaching oversold. MACD signal line nicely crossing back here, nicely rising. Volatility increasing with the size of the candle. So you can see on the ATR. So where are we? About 12 pips or 12 points is our movement on the DAX on this 5 minute time frame. But remember, we are against the trend on the higher time frame. So the hourly time frame is still down. We need to see a breach of today's all-time high, today's pre-market high for this to turn around. But clearly, there was buyers at 23,500 yesterday during the American session. So see if that gets tested again. Are we going back above the green market? That's what we're looking for. But at the moment, on a short-term basis, 5 minute chart, we are still long, and I'm keeping my stop loss there. We'll uh, um, sorry, we'll lock in some profits on that if that gets even if that gets still topped out a whole 500. Where are we? 23,590 to 23,610. So that's 100 odd points. You can see the spreads are at 150 at the moment on the DAX. So we are moving higher into close. Let's have a quick run round elsewhere. So gold, as I say, I moved the stop loss up again this morning to 310. And let's make this up. So there's we're up here 3546 here. We've got the hourly chart on the gold chart. So that's our new all-time high today, 3545. Let's just change the notation because that's running and running. So that's the 3rd of September. That's today. I don't know how you guys are trading this. A lot of you trade gold, so our favorite asset by volume. And this is obviously it's on the hourly chart, but big old move here. We got in here, remember, back on Friday night. Just been adding. I haven't actually added to this particular trade. Actually, I should have done on the candle size, but should have, would have, could have. I've just been trailing this for you guys here. Obviously, we're expecting a bit of resistance at this. The worry about following Israel's attack on Iran on the 13th of June. We burst through that after an hour or two, and we continue to move up. So again, look at the size of the body of the candles on this hourly chart. Very, very clear. Buyers very much moving gold higher. Doesn't help that dollars weakening as well, but we are up to the upside. So let's see if there's anybody here. No, there's not. Let me just check. Live since 7 live since 6:35. Come and join me. There we are. Put that on our Discord group. Sorry, I'm just typing something in. Yeah, so gold new all-time high 53546. Let me just type this in here as well. New all-time high gold 3546. Onward we go, my friends. There we are. There's our chat on our Discord group. Right. Say yesterday we were down significantly on the stock markets. Nasdaq, the worst performer again. come back quite significant from the lunchtime lows we had on the Nasdaq, but we uh, sorry, in the indexes. So let's start with the Nasdaq. Came back from lunchtime lows. The hourly charts. The lunchtime lows yesterday in New York, down here at 23,000 was breached on the Nasdaq 100. Similar with the bigger, wider Nasdaq portfolio. 175 points we lost yesterday on the Nasdaq, minus 8.82 of 1%. The S&P was down 44, 7.72. 0.7 of 1%, 6415 for the S&P. Um, we've recovered the 20-hour moving average here on the Nasdaq, but capped by the 50-hour, and that continued in the Asian session this morning. Sorry, into close, yes, I should say, and then we've drifted again during the Asian session, no direction. The worry is that long end of the yield curve, and obviously the um, anti-West alliance, if you want to call it that, parading its hardware. Obviously, Taiwan bit twitchy this morning. Remember TMSC, manufacturer of massive amount. I think it's still something like 85% of all these high um, uh, tech generation high impact chips are all manufactured by TMSC in Taiwan. So any saber rattling by China about Taiwan really freaks things out, and that's why some of the reason the tech sell off has accelerated things. Let's quick look back at the DAX. We've been stopped out. Sorry, that's 5 minutes. See what's happening. Volatility obviously picks up into close. There we are. We've been stopped out, but we've taken that from 7 o'clock here to stopped out here at 7:45. So 45 minutes. Big candles again to the upside. So it's looking relatively positive still. We're above the 20 period here on the 5 minute. The 5 minute 21.50 moving averages have crossed. Let's just go up a tad, see if it's moved the other time frames. Maybe people tell you the 10-minute time frame on this chart. You can see there would have been long at the same time on the 7-minute candle, 7 o'clock candle, and then possibly added to it on the size of that candle at 7:20, and it's still holding its 50 period moving average here. So this one, stop loss. Sorry, the entry would have been there, not there. That's from the 5-minute time frame, but the stop loss would be round about here where we got in on the 5-minute for the 10-minute. We go up the 15-minute candle. Again, lots of people trade the 15-minute candle. That's a significant. There you can see the rejection of as the pre-market low here. Very much hit once, twice, three times down on the 15-minute candle. Strong 15-minute candle. Entry there. Stop loss a bit lower for the 15, probably around about there, but that's turned around as well in this current into the open. So out of our position on the 5-minute here for the DAX. Into open and see what happens into open. So just patience, basically. So 10 minutes. That's that setup. I mean, if you're trading some of my other setups here, or the other setups, let's have a look what the pivot points is telling us. So there we go. A nice eight. This is the VWAP, not the pivot point. Sorry, this is the VWAP, which is the blue line here. And the remember VWAP is the volume weighted average price. So it's price is related to volume. So we've been short here. We've been under the VWAP, and the my favorite candles, the Heiken Ashley candles. So short, 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 out, long, short, short, short there at 650 there on the with the Heiken Ashley candle. So we got filled all the way down here somewhere, and that's turned around really quickly though. But long on this candle again. See the body of the candle. That's enough. Although there's lots of rejection of this with the wick here, that's certainly enough to get in initially. Then what I've added significantly here at 705, and we followed through into the VWAP, taking some profits off the table as we got to the VWAP. Remember what the VWAP is? It's the average, so we tend to pivot around it, or can pivot around when there's little volume ahead of the open. But we stayed long until we got this red candle, probably. Whether you'd take some out there or not, but that was still positive because we can break the VWAP and run just like we did here. Big down candle and it ran down. Big down candle and ran down. So that would now have turned short. Still, you got you're not worrying about the volatility of the open, which is very questionable, I'd argue. That is suggest that's a short here, or certainly the long was closed. You turned short here. The conclusion of this candle now, which is happening now, is sufficient to take this short. Oh, but you can see the spread there. There we go. Um, um, so it's quite clear. So the Heikin-Ashi candle, let's just show you that. We've gone short there, ahead of the open. A bit risky, but certainly at 23,611. That's the Heikin-Ashi setup with the VWAP, right around the VWAP. So we'll see what happens as we go into the open. As I say, the S&P was off 44 points. We closed 6415 and 64424. So we're up again a bit this morning on that 5 minute. Sorry, on the hourly chart. The price is still the same. It just looks a bit different. So there we are, down. There's that pitch lower into the European close at 5:35 my time, and then a rally in the Asian session. Sorry, the US second half of the US session into the close, and then drifted lower. Look how much the volumes are much lower, obviously, in the Asian session, and we're down again this one. So let's just go back to the DAX. Guys, if you want a particular asset or you want a particular setup, let me know. Otherwise, we'll can go back to my default one. So that was um, the VWAP and the Heikin-Ashi. All of these strategies, guys, these strategies work, and they work well enough to make money. Guarantee that. The problem is the application by individuals is where things start to go wrong. So this one is a mean reversing one. This is this is Bollinger Bands and Stochastic. So we're looking for across that last thing I've seen is a short there. So that would have gone short here. So we touched the outside of the Bollinger Bands, what we're looking for. And then we're looking to go short once the MACD signal line crossed up there, but down. That's the key one there. That down cross there. Sorry, it's there. That would have gone short there, right at the top. Actually, it doesn't normally do that, but so this one is short from 23,622 into the open, and first target would be the midline of the Bollinger Band. If you want the risk of trading this into the volatility of the open, because the spread, obviously spread will tighten up, but the movement will be quite significant. So we just take this down another step. Can you see that black chart? I don't know if you use the black ones because the backgrounds are quite not great. But you can see here on the 2 minute would have been there. That would have gone short there. Didn't get to target. Now would have stopped you out. That's crossed there to go. No, it's long. No, we're looking for another short because we've already touched the outside. So that would have gone short there, and then that would have actually hit. So that would have been. You can see the cross on the MACD that would have gone cross there. Sorry, the cross has happened there. So after that would have taken you long. But then we crossed. Actually, you wouldn't take long because we've done. That's no, ignore what I've just said. We're looking to go short, so the cross down is that one there. So that here would have gone short at 23,620 again, gone against the bit. We'd have had a stop loss up again, got the Bollinger Band, and then got to target one, which has happened there. It's bounced up again, but we're now see how the RSI has moved all the way down. Sorry, the stocks has moved all the way down under the key 20 zone, and we're in an oversold area now. So might only be one target. Second target would be the bottom end of the Bollinger Band. So maybe closing some of that out again, head of the open, and where we stopped 23,600 here on the DAX on the 2 minute. Let's just go back to the white chart. It's probably easy to see. I default as a white chart. No, there we are. This is the other setup. This is the TEMA and the AMA, the adaptive moving average, or the moving average adaptive, and the triple exponential moving average. This one on the hourly, again, short yesterday, bounced this morning. It's holding up. So It's just telling us on the short-term basis. Big cross here again at 7 o'clock, so that would have been long from 23,590, and then out here on this big down candle at 23,600. So that would have got in there and got you out there. And this is currently looking to go short. But remember, the key thing with the AMA and the TMA is when it's flat, when we're level, stay out. You can see here, not much volatility. So you're waiting for the angle of the chart, the line here, particularly the the TMA, to be angling. So that's another. That side would also be short this morning. So let's go back to our default set of my crossing moving average. We were short, weren't we? Sorry, we were long and we're out, and now we're just waiting for something to happen into open here on the DAX, and that's having already taken a nice move there from 23,590 to 23,613. What did I say we got out there? On chart. So the pre-market high at 23,650. We're still shy here in the open. Interesting gap there at what was that, 435 on our charts. The feeds, obviously. As far as our liquidity provider goes, for the DAX, obviously, it's not a great deal of volume moving around, so we can get jumping about and some gaps on the chart. But that's all about the change, and that is changing literally as we speak, as we come into the opening trades. We took a few trades last night. We'll have a look at those after the opens clicked across as well. I don't know how they're doing. I've really I have checked actually, but we'll go through them all together, see what happened. There was last night. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new trades. Just have a look at the majors this morning. See what that open looks like. So dollar CAD, we went long last night. Whatever time that was. So our target was above 138. It wasn't 138.16 is our target. Here it's not actually on this 5-minute chart, but we were long this last night. That's so that's in the money. Where do we get? Round about here, wasn't it? Here, I think it was. Yeah. So that's stop loss will be down here somewhere. I'll mark all this up in a minute. We've got long through here, $130 CAD, entry 137.81, 137 next. So we got in here right about 9 o'clock, and our target is 16. It's actually a bit high, isn't it? 138.16. So that's in the money. Long dollar CAD. We were short Kiwi as well last night, similar sort of time frame. So that's moved much less, but looks like it may be in the money. Yeah, we're sort of just about in the money on the Kiwis. We'll come back to that in a minute. But it's 1 minute to the open, and let's have a look how the sterling's doing into the open. We have a sterling trade. Yeah, we are short cable from last night as well. So that's going to, that's with us initially. We certainly haven't got to target 133.62. Target was 33.28. So we've still got a long way to go down here somewhere. It's gone against at the moment, but we're still in the money on that one. If I just put the entry on that, sterling 33, 87, 87 is what we've filled. 33.87. There we are. So nicely in the money, but it's gone back against the stop loss. Again, I'll put all these on properly. It's round right here, and our target from yesterday is down here somewhere. 30 sterling. Target 33.28, 33.28, 28, a bit lower than that. 28, around about there. Remember, these are daily, these are hourly charts. So let's just flip back to the indexes, which is what we're interested in at this time of the day, the DAX in particular, and see what the openers look like. It's 1 minute past. Let's go back if there's any activity. It's not, I say, we're waiting for PMIs this morning. So remember, we were long There's a volatility of the opening trades. It's taken us uh, still shy of our pre-market high. So 23,635 is still 20 points short of the pre-market high this morning. So the trend, you would argue, is perhaps still to the downside in this immediate opening trade. But our pre-market low is a long way away at 23,553. So we'd be looking to go short. Remember, the higher time frame is very much short. We need to break pre-market high, which where's the 20-hour moving average sits. 50-hour is all the way up there at 23,826. And the daily just remains solidly short from the breach last week of the 20 and the 50-day moving average on the 27. Big, there's that huge sell-off we saw yesterday, monster sell. So we might be a bit of buyers today. We've already seen that at 23,500. But these two candles here suggesting we may have some more weakness into 23,400 back from the beginning of the month, the hiatus we had following non-farm payroll. And again, obviously, this Friday is non-farm payroll again, and a very realization that jobs market is starting to not only crack, well, not only crack as I've been talking about for a while, show pressure, but to be really interested to see what the weekly claims are like tomorrow, and also the ADP tomorrow as well. So on a shorter term basis, because the weekly claims have been suggesting that although there's not much job creation, there's also not much job shedding. And if that starts to pick up at that number, the 245 per week number we sort of spiked to a few months ago. If that starts to come in, that will be a real sign of potential weakness in the US market. At the moment, there's no real sign of that. So jobs aren't being created, but the economy's doing okay. So it could be, this calculation issue that the head of the BLS got sacked for, and PK Trumpism earlier this year, a month or so ago, following the last lot of data. Let's see. So, where are we? We're looking to be short, I think, but nothing's happening. So it's a matter of sitting on your hands, my friends. There's that sorry, what's the 8 o'clock candle? We're still in the 8 o'clock candle. No, there it is. Sorry, we've got a high here, 23,635, which is much lower than the pre-market high, and the low, interestingly, above where we got in at 7 o'clock at 23,590. So let's have a look at this fade. So maybe looking to try and take this long. In fact, when this candle closes up, we have to take that long because we've held the 20-minute here on the initial sell-off. So we got long, closed out, and it's going down. Why do we take more profit there? I'm quite sure that should have been there. I think it's 5 minutes. Why have I put that? So, was that the 2-minute turn down? No, I just put that in the wrong place. So it's my brain's not functioning probably. The stop loss. Don't know why did stop loss there. Oh, it's under this candle, wasn't it? What am I talking about? We were moving up Z, so the stop loss is there. Was on so we've been taken out, not on the candle, on this. We were trailing it up, weren't we? There, so we were out there. That's looking relatively positive. So I'd be happy to take that. Actually, no, look at that. We can't. There we are. No, that's a resistance now. So that's the pre-market high, and this is. I know it's pre-market still here at 7:30, but all the European traders are in. All the DAX traders are at their desks now. So 6,000, 23,006. Sorry, 23,625. Again, that five coming into play. So that looks like resistance, and I'd like to say I'm not opening a position on that because we haven't, the moving averages here on this strategy here on this time frame hasn't triggered. So sit on your hands, don't just jump in. But that's an interesting resistance level. I'd like to see that break above that to say that long. But that's where my stop loss will be just above this here, probably round about here. If this is going to complete short, but again, it might be just playing with us. But remember, that'll be more in trend. So I'm looking to go short on this one. And that was our stop loss, wasn't it? So let's put the blue line. Sorry, the green line would be our entry, which if this um, closes below this 20 would trigger a short position, and the stop loss here would be above here. We'll put it at this high there, 23, 630. In fact, we would probably just put it through now, be a bit more aggressive. It's only 5 minutes away, 23, 6, 20, 28, call it 28. 28. Yeah. So I'm looking to go short on this in 3 minutes if this candle continues to look like that. So our entry will be down here somewhere. Obviously, opening trades could easily reverse, but you can see here the MACD is reversing, so I might even get in now. So let's say we've triggered, we've bought now. So we've should do it on this little. Let's do it on this our strategy here. So I'm gonna go. Let's take a. Let's, short position there. So where's my order? So we're going to sell. Let's do this. So we're going to sell at this level. Stop loss to 23, 6, 27. 23, 6, 6, 2, 7. 23, 6, 7. We are. And we're going to risk. Risk 1%. Oops, oops. Oh, there. It's doesn't look so hot. So incorporate our say. Let's do. So we want our 23.6. So we can lot size of 23.6. Do it this way. Actually, a lot more. Um, 59, that will do. That's good enough. So we'll sell the stop loss there. And there we go. Messing about there. Sorry about that. Obviously, it's related to the size of the odds. See what I was doing there? I was sort of fixing my risk at 1%. So it gave me a 1.5 lot. I could have done it a different way round, and we're currently sort of a little bit in the money on that short there, not 5 minutes. But you can see the stop loss up here. I can pull that down now. So I amend my stop loss. Where do we want it? We want it around about 23.6. No, we want to lose it. So 23, 6, 23, 6, 27, 6, 28. So anyway, 23, 6 to 8. We confirm that. We've got 1.5 lots on, and so we're in the money $23. Okay. See what I did there? The beauty of Trade Locker is the way the way you can place trades. So you can, as I was doing there, you can set a target, set a stop loss. We haven't actually got a target on here, have we? But we did set a stop loss. That's the most important thing. You can have a trailing stop loss, either by percentage wise or dollar wise. If you don't want a trailing stop loss, we're going to leave it fixed, and I'll manually move it as I'm watching the charts at the moment. And then you amend the risk accordingly. So whether it's a percentage, whether it's lot size. Other way of doing it is always trade with a fixed lot position, and that will tell you the risk each trade. So you amend the stop loss accordingly. It's really quite practical. That if you're trading just a few instruments, it's not as intuitive as some other platforms, but it's really nice and simple and clean for understanding. Your percentage risk, your lot risk. So many people using lots that are far too big for their account from a risk perspective. So always watch that, and that's why it's really quite nice. Sorry. So there we are. We're short, and it's there's the big candle that confirmed it under the 20 period, and we're moving now. So where could we go? Well, obviously the pre-market low is an initial target, but it was a bit of a weak low, wasn't it? Because it was the wick. So that is the first level here, which is where we sort of just about now. So we might take some profit off that, fill that gap again, which is filled here on the 7 o'clock candle. So we're coming back. So round about there, we might take some profit off 23,575. So let's just put that in as a target area. Take profit. What do we say? 23,575. I might not get to the round number. That'll do. I went for initially, and we won't take all of it off. Well, we can take all of it off because I'll take profit in there. Yeah. So there's our take profit 23,574 to the downside. So we're in the money. A lot and a half has given us like $50 if we get to there. Might not get to there obviously. But I might just close some of that rather than and then move take profit down as we approach it. If that trend continues, obviously we've only been open a few minutes, could easily turn around very quickly. But there we go. Trading the open with Uncle Stu. So I don't know how many of you are here or watching. But, that looks okay. There's no one here as far as I can see. Let's have a look what's going on elsewhere. Let's have a look at go back to the news for today. Obviously we've got a stop loss set. We know we're only going to lose a small percentage if we get hit, and our target will take us, a small percentage gain as well, just to be comfortable, to demonstrate the procedure really. But there we are. That's probably going to take it out. There we are. $40. I think not quite there yet. $40, $50, 39. Didn't want to take us out. There we go. $43. It's not quite there. And this is what you shouldn't do, my friends. You shouldn't be watching. You decide where your stop loss is. You decide where your target is. You set it, leave it. Obviously, this is looking like there we are. We've been taken out. So close position on this live trade here on the DAX. We were $48 to the good. How much? Very lightly. It's marvelous. There's our sell position on the DAX this morning. So we were in that. There we go. So we were in that at 10:03 according to the platform, because obviously it's Eastern European time. So 10:09 we got in. 10:13 we got out. We had 1.5 lots risked, and we took a profit of $48.32 out of that, with that 1.5 on our whatever this is. This is a $10,000 account. So not massive, but we're just doing it conservatively, just to demonstrate the procedure, which is what it's all about, guys. It's all about process. It's not about winning or losing. I know it sounds a bit counterintuitive, but it's about following a process, a system that you trust and has worked, and you've back tested and know works over time. And then getting a bit of intuitive of what goes on at the open. See what we did there? We marked the pre-market high, pre-market low, and then it was only on the open here. We were long here quite nicely. Got it reversed and took us out. So we've taken some points on the pre-market, and then after the market, we had this big candle, as big as the confirmation that we got in on at 7 o'clock. So after the open, the 8:05 candle was a big negative candle, and we were more confident on that. Not only was it confirmed on our strategy, the 5 and the 9 crossed here. We also closed below the 21, the red line, so we got in here. Our stop loss then was above the entry candle, and it happened to be round about where we'd seen the resistance, immediate resistance at pre-market. So for 20 minutes or so, we couldn't get above our stop loss level here at 23,625, and so we were comfortable with the stop loss there. That entry, that stop loss meant on our size of account to risk 1%. We were happy with around about 1.5 lots. We did it that way around. We could have done it uh, fixing the always fixing one or three our risk level, and it would have told us how many lots we would have had to take. Doing it that way around as well, but we're out for now. But as we said, the next level, there's our first target level, which we're out. If we were sort of um, trading this in positions in sort of scaling out. We'd have had some still on that, so that would have been our first out. We'd have taken 50% off there, and then we would have had another. I would have had another. I've been happy to close this now. It looks like we're going to test that pre-market low and go low, long, short again. So classic. Just the hour before, market was positive. We'd been short through the Asian session, and we're now new lows. There we are. We've already hit a new uh, low for the day, lower than the pre-market low. 23,553, but 23,500 is just down here itself, round number, still 50 points away from that. So we might see some buying at that level, but there we go. Still short, so we could have left that open and just again traded it on the actual strategy. So that would say now we'd instead of taking our profit off on the first target as we did, our stop loss now, there's our entry, the green line. Our stop loss now would be down round about the 20 period, which is our entry now. So if we'd left this open to run, because this is what this is, a trending strategy, even on this 5 minute time frame, we'd still be open and our stop loss would be at entry, so we couldn't lose now, and we'd just walk away and go and get us some breakfast or whatever we want to do and see what happens. However, obviously, on this short term time frame, you're doing it manually. You obviously need to watch what's going on. See, all of this could be coded to react according to the rules. Obviously, it's very simple mechanical system. This one, crossing moving average strategy. We'll see where we go. Let's have a just quick look at what the other strategies would have done this morning. We had a look at it was the pivot point one, wasn't it? It was like positive. So where are we? This is RCLE chart. Let's go back to the 5 minute chart. So there's that rally. Oh, it's actually marked art. Uh, Buying sells on there as well. So there's the move into open. That's the turnaround just ahead of the. So this would have actually looked to be short. Um, well, sorry, that what we said earlier, wasn't it? That would have been long, and then we'd have got out here. That would have been enough to take short, but would we have taken it ahead of the open? Probably not. I'd have stayed out, but that would have been certainly enough to take short of 10 past here. That would have confirmed it because the open. There's a classic beauty of Aiki candles. The immediate opening candle here at 8 o'clock was positive again, but it had equal. Weighted sort of wicks at the top and the bottom, and the top of the market isn't perhaps as clear with the Heiken Ashi candles here. But you can still see there's obviously a resistance there. So you might have any stop loss all the way up there at 23,632, so 5 points above where we actually had it. But that would have been possibly this is going to go short. The confirmation would be the completion of this candle, so you would have been short on this candle or added to the short. It's the other way of trading with Heiken Ashi candles I really like. Added to it there, and a bigger body candle there. So you could have added to it again. You might even be want to add it to it again if you're a bit more sophisticated trader. So Heiken Ashi remains very short. Our stop loss now sort of pulled down to this 23,595 area. So that's just running as well. So that's short still, as is the our default setup. The other layout we looked at was the we did actually look at the Bollinger Bands, didn't we? The Bollinger Bands had been short there. There's target one and there's target two as far as the Bollinger Bands are concerned. Here we're looking to, in fact, it didn't touch there, did it? It's crossed, but it's touched there, right on the close. So we've been short, and that's worked out quite nicely. And this now is actually looking to go long when the The blue crosses from above, below to above the orange. Here, what the stochastic is saying here is that we're overbought here on this. Oh, this is a 2-minute time frame, not the 5-minute. It's the same time frame for consistency. So there was our short. There's target one. There's target two, and now we're looking. So there you can see. So entry here, target one there, I'll close there at the midpoint of the Bollinger Bands 5-9. So this strategy would have got in. Let me just demonstrate that. So that would have got in there. Let's make that bright. Yeah, yeah, I can't use this. So that's our entry 23,621. The uh, the target level in there. So 23,596 target one. So 50% off there, and then 50% off here. So that's been a nice short for this strategy. Probably you might have, as it's hit that right on candle close. So there. So again, target one would have been the close of that candle. Target two, close of that candle, or maybe got out as it's hit the Bollinger Band. You see the volatility increasing as the Bollinger Band got that bit bird's beak as it's opened up. And second target 23,528. So this has worked out really nice from 23,621 to 23,528, 80 points, 90 points on the crossing. On the with the Bollinger Band and the stochastics strategy, holding your um, 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 following the rules of the system. 50% off there, 50% off here at 23.58. TMA would have been a similar that one similar strategy. There's the short that we did on the other strategy, so that would have been short. And again, you can see that where we got out this initial low, but we continued to low. So the strategy kind of interfered manually would still, well, is still short. So this is still short. Obviously, for demonstration purposes, we got out with our EMA strategy on that first target zone, which is through here, and that's been taken out. But again, this would have triggered short here. It's at 805 and it remains short. The stop loss would be, I would have pulled it down to the pre-market low now. It's trading this aggressively. So a successful trading of the open with the DAX again. That's why I like the DAX. It moves around nicely. It could have been the other way around. We could have had some losing trades as we came just into the open, but that's worked out. The Bollinger Band ones are really quite effective. The TMA ones quite effective. But these are trend following, principally trend following strategies. Again, look at the technicals here. The cross of the MACD there on the confirming that at 805. So we classic setup, which is played out. Remember yesterday it didn't, but all the technicals in line there now. So so in there, a stop loss, all getting pulled down now, around about just below the pre-market low, to look in some more profits on that one. So there we go, trading the open, another successful, I'm saying another one, a successful morning here for Wednesday. So before I go, let's have a look at the rest of the day. Remember, as I said earlier, we got a plethora of PMIs coming out. We've got the Bank of England committee reporting to the Treasury committee later on this afternoon. The main data out of the US is the JOLTS orders. First sign of more weakness in the jobs market potentially. Remember, not that long ago, we were way over at 9 million, and we're now at 7 points. Here we are, 7.38 million. If I get up the other, okay. Yeah, the jobs numbers on the um, give me a chart. Give me a chart. I can't show you that without showing you. Yep. So, sorry, I'm just checking the other chart. So, 11 million May 2022. The jolts are, and we've been trending lower ever since. So, um, all about the yield curve today. It's really driving things. So DAX is low. May have found a bit of a floor. There's that 23,500. We've been into test. Well, I've just been talking a minute ago. Yeah, 23,500. Certainly buyers there, but we're under our low. Our 5 minute. If we trailed this down, we'd still have our stop loss there. So we're still in that market. Obviously, the live one we did, we were in and out at first time, closed the whole position, 1.5 lots for a gain of just shy of $50. So you do that a few times a day. I'll do that once a day. Happy days for many, many people. Um, that's the calendar. Let's have a quick look elsewhere. Crypto this morning, back to 110 for Bitcoin. Let's take this up to the higher time frames. So it's been under pressure, remains under pressure. Sorry, let's go to the daily, so we're under the 20-hour moving average. Got the daily. So we remain anchored under the key 112 area, although we've been pushing up this week. Better day yesterday after the nerves of the weekend. Nerves of Monday. Weekend we recovered, but it was Friday's big sell-off, which is still in play. So we need to break, as we said yesterday, we need to break 112,000 and 112. 378 now, so it's coming down a tad, but 112,400, maybe some buy orders around there. But Bitcoin remains pressured more to the downside than the upside. I would argue there on that daily time, 110,700 for Bitcoin. Where's the Raytheon gone? Raytheon here, 300s. We are still under 4,229. So it's come back a wee bit. Ethereum hasn't sold as much as Bitcoin, but it's still looking relatively weak, playing with its 20-day moving average last week and this week so far as well. So major support at 4,000, obviously big round number, and that's where the 50-day moving average is as well, $4,078. There's that support area, and then there's this resistance area there, 3,780 below the 50-day moving average. So see what happens with the Ethereum now. It's not as hasn't been as hit as much as Bitcoin on the crypto market. Majors. Let's just go back to the nose. So yen 148, 149 is being tested. So dollar up today. Actually, I'm going to go through our open trades, wasn't I? That's probably hit target, has it? No, well, we're just shy of target now. You can see this is the one from earlier. This is the 28th, but it's the one we put in earlier. So we were short. Actually, let me just share them here from last night if you want. Here last night. If you didn't watch our Discord, why not? So these are our trades from last night. We had a bad day. Yes, I'll update all of this yesterday. The stock from a points point of view because of the indices, the Dow and the S&P 500. That's a big hit on the points. But remember, it's percentages. Like we saw there with the DAX. It's all about percentages, not actual points. But I report in points, so it's a bit skewed. Perhaps I should report into percentages. Change that. But anyway, euro yen was still open, so let's have a look at that. Go through all these in order. Crosses, euro yen, euro JPY. What's happening there? Stop loss is pulled up. So this is the daily time frame. So we got in on the back here. I can't. Was it on yesterday? Anyway. It might only be yesterday. Anyway, target one was hit. Stop loss, yeah, it must have been because stop loss is now here at 172,555. Remember that from yesterday. So, what's that look like overnight? Well, it's a strong. Is that today? That's a really strong day today. I'll check these earlier. I did because I'd moved this up to there we are. I'd moved this to 172.55. This is the 4-hour time frame. That's last night. So I might crank that up a bit as well. I want that to be where it is for now. But there's that entry. There's our stop loss. Target one's already been hit. So the second half is still open. I might move it up actually. So that's now Another 10 points higher at 67, I think it was. Yeah, so 172.67 euro yen. So that's half of that position still open. Next one. So that's still open. Gold. Well, I say about gold, it's a phenomenal move we've seen earlier. We don't need to go back to that, do we? It's trending and it's moving higher again this month. So a big, strong move. We were long euro pound as well. That euro pound from last night. And that was our entry. So again, this is a 4-hour time frame. So we're in the money. It's our target. Target 87.20. Let's check. Target 87.20. Yeah, so that's in the money as well. We'll leave that. I might move the stop loss up a bit because that seems a bit low. I'm going to stop loss to around about here. So if it does reverse, we're not losing as much. 87.78. I'll update all this on the Discord in a minute. So that's in the money. That's in the money. We were short Kiwi and CAD last night. So we're having a good day today, aren't we? Yesterday's sell off. So Kiwi and CAD majors. So Kiwi is short from last night. That was yesterday. So it's the 4 hours. Get the hourly chart. It hasn't moved as much. Kiwi, there's our entry. Anyway, that's looks like that's in the minutes. Entry was. So I'll just put that down here. Bear with me a second. So entry was 58,644. 58,644 last night. Okay, so that's how we are just about in the money on that one. Stop loss. Stop loss is up here somewhere. It's really not moving, so maybe just bring it down. Yes, it could reverse on target on Kiwi. 58.25, 58, that's a bit too, if you do it. What your pop target that was on. So it's not our initial target, it's not moved at all, has it, particularly? So, interesting, the Antipodeans have onto their price. What time is it? It's come over now. Anyway, I'll update all of this and I'll share it with you. CAD long, I think that is the target, isn't it? I think we did that earlier on 38.60. Yes, it is, and that's the entry from last night. Change that. Text the words. That's the entry from last night, so that's in the money as well. So we're having a good day at the moment. Everything's in the money, and we're long Euro New Zealand as well. Euro New Zealand from last night as well, but that's a cross, not a major. So Euro New Zealand on the hourly chart. Where did we get in? Yesterday, 9 o'clock-ish, wasn't it? Oh no, that's we're wrong, aren't we? So we've got in line about here. I think that's not no, not entry. So here somewhere, wasn't it? Entry coordinates. Let's put it on. And I'll leave you in peace. 198,411, 198,411 was the entry we got on Euro text as entry. I'm just going to put E on you. It keeps confusing me. Suggest it. So there we are. That's in the money as well because we're long and target was 50 pips somewhere. Target and coordinates target one. Target for Euro New Zealand's target was 91, 98, 91. 98, 91. There we go. Not quite there. And stop loss should be down here somewhere. Stop loss 90, 90. Oh, I'm going to move it anyway. But the original stop loss last night was 97.93. Oh, it's actually quite close. Just wrong there. A bit too close. Oh no, it's not. So I just refresh that. There's our stop loss from last night. I'm going to drag that up a bit now. I might drag it up there. There we are, 98.20 now. Update, I say update all of these. But that's open from this morning. Resistance zone and target. Might pull that a bit more. Yeah, if I'd had it there, it would have already hit. But we'll leave that for now. That's looking really positive as well. Remember, these are end of days. Although these last three, the Kiwi, the CAD, and this Euro New Zealand, were based on the faster time frame. So what I normally do, if I'm not with you live here, I look at the 15-minute chart when I come in. So that was our entry. Sorry, that's our entry last night. Went against us, now up. So I normally look around about 7 o'clock-ish, 6:30, 7 o'clock. So that would have been, I would have left that where it was, and I would have moved the stop loss. So it's positive in the 15-minute time frame. We're in the money, and I'll just watch that as the rest of the day. So I've left that one on. Would have been certainly on that. So we're in the money on all those trades, and happy days. And let me just leave you with the daddy of them all, which is gold at the moment. It's very much bid. New all-time highs again this morning. As we said earlier, 3, 5, 46.50 this morning at 1 o'clock my time, and again at 3 o'clock. And we're currently trading at 3, 5, 35. My stop loss is up here now at 310, 3, 5, 10. Do I get a bit more? Move it up another tick when I'm in some more. Yeah, so there we are. That's let's split the difference. 3, 5. That's not too greedy. Let's leave it at 310. 3, 5, 10. But massive move for us on gold. Lots of points on offer there as we are trend following rules. Let's just go back to the indexes, which is what this morning was all about, as the move lower. There we are. The hourly candle on open is still very much at the bottom end of that candle. We look at our 5-minute trading time frames, and we continue to be short. Although we pulled our stop loss down, we'd have been stuck out on that. So again, technically, if we pulled the stop loss down aggressively like that on the 5 minutes, we would have been out, as we've gone back over this. But again, when we code the strategy, it's got to be the body of the candle closing back above the mid moving average. Here we manually pulled it down, didn't we? And when we were doing it live, we'd actually got out of this first zone down here, didn't we? So it was moving lower. So that's still short, and pull your stop loss down as aggressively as we did for demonstration purposes, we'd still be in this short position as well. Okay. Take care, be good, and I'll see you all again tomorrow. Tomorrow, let's say Thursday, big day. We've got the jobless claims. We've got the ADP as well tomorrow earlier. So we'll be live for the ADP tomorrow from 1 o'clock my time, 12:15 it comes out. So we're ahead of that. PMIs, construction PMIs out the UK as well. Less than 10% of the GDP in the UK. And then we got services PMIs out of the US. So watch the services numbers out of Europe. They're about to drop, starting with Italy at the moment. Interesting where we've got speeches going on as well at the moment. And the Bank of England and Mr. Gard from the ECB. So I'll have to watch those now. So take care, be good. I'll see you all tomorrow. And I hope your trading's gone well today. Certainly DAX was quite successful, wasn't it? Take care, everyone. All the best.